I'm sitting here in one of the nicest restaurants in the Fort Bonifacio area of, I guess, Taguig City. Fort Bonifacio is a great example of what's happening in the Philippines and in Manila. Great area, high-end population, young, educated, urban consumers. Lots of interesting restaurants, both global and local, lots of local Filipino chef-driven restaurants here. And it's an example of pretty much why the Philippines is an exciting place and why it's certainly one of my top 4 picks for where you need to be to grow. The market is actually growing faster than it's been before. It's now growing at over 6% a year. It was growing historically at about 4%. Disposable income and urbanization growth has not been that high, but it's accelerating now. FDI, or foreign direct investment, is increasing in the Philippines. And the thing that makes Philippines really interesting, it's somewhat similar to Americans in that Filipinos don't like to save money. So they like to spend money on dining out, much more than Chinese or Japanese. So Filipinos are very sociable. They love coffee houses. The coffee segment in the Philippines continues to grow. There are over 150 Starbucks just in Metro Manila. They love to go out and have fun. So the F&B sector is extremely buoyant. And this is one market where American brands are lucky because of the historical experience between the Philippines and the United States, both as a historical colony, secondly, as America liberating the Philippines from the Japanese occupation during World War II, there is a special relationship between the Philippines and America. So you see many, many American brands which are kind of dead in the United States. Brands like Shakey's, are doing very well here. Brands like IHOP, which are kind of upscaled in the Philippines compared to the US, are extremely popular. TJ Fridays, which is not all that popular in the rest of Asia, does very well in the Philippines. And a brand like Italiani's, which actually you couldn't find in the United States if you looked for it, although it was originally an American brand, is extremely popular in the Philippines. Americans might not necessarily think as higher end, are doing very well in the Philippines and prospering. The market is also a big fast food market because when you look in general, the disposable income per capita here is still very low. And it's still very fast food dominated. So Jollibee's is really the brand leader, although McDonald's and KFC do well. Filipinos love their Jollibee spaghetti and their fried chicken joy and their burgers. Plenty of high carb, sugary snacks. I guess Philippines is famous for that. Filipinos love their donuts. They love their Auntie Anne's pretzels. So concepts which are $1 or less, good for snacking, are very, very popular. So you see cheesecake in malls and brownies. I would say that Filipinos love sweets more than any other consumer in Asia Pacific I've ever seen. And Filipinos love their own local sweets, most of which are way too sweet for me. There's also lots of local concepts which is done very well. For example, I personally love Inasal chicken from the Bacolod area, Negros area of the Philippines. And some entrepreneur from Bacolod City came up with a chain called Mang Inasal, built 1,000 stores, and then there was a bidding war to buy it. And Jollibee's finally won. And the final point I'd make about the Philippines, it is a big franchising market. There's lots of Filipinos that want to have their own business. What makes the Philippines quite different than the rest of other emerging markets in Asia is the kiosk or cart business. Brands like Potato Corner, Waffle Time, Buka Shake concepts, which are like coconut shake concepts, they're thriving in the Philippines. And they're generally run out of small carts, and they may sell only $100 a day, but they may have 300-400 units of these things, and their owners have made a lot of money. So in summary, look at the Philippine market. We can say it's a very good high potential market. It's more high potential today than it was 5 years ago. As I mentioned, rising economy, rising disposable income, rising urbanization, the fact that Filipinos are big consumers, they're sociable people. The high end does well as well because there are people with money. In places like the restaurant I'm sitting in do extremely well. And then at the lower end, brands that are inexpensive, snacking items, salty or sweet, you've enjoyed the food, you can walk around the air-conditioned malls and have a great day. All of those type of concepts will continue to do well.